Oh, hello, and welcome back to Joyful Cookery Delightful Meals. Today, basically, we're gonna do how to do your own homemade meatballs. Yes, I'm using for the meatball. I'm using lean beef mincemeat. Quite you could see. Yes, and then that's not one meal. And then another thing we're gonna do today as well is turkey mince. Okay, like which you can use to eat your pasta or your spaghetti or whatever one you prefer to make. So first we're gonna start with the meatballs. So just come with me. I'm gonna show you something. I know they said, oh, don't wash mince, but to be honest with you, anything, remember these things are manufactured by different people. You don't know how many hands have been through it. So I tend to run cold water over it. And then, you see why this bowl is here? Okay, when I run the cold water, if it's frozen, you see, I run cold water, please. You gently drain out the water. Gently drain out the water. You see, when you turn it around, you see the paper, you take it out, you drain out the water. Okay, completely the water is out. You transfer to a bowl gently. And as I said, if you make any mess, I've already wiped the surface, so I'm going to pick this up and then rinse it. Put back in my bowl. Okay, you go this way just to make sure there's no, you see, if there's excess water, you drain it out. Yeah, excess water will come back. I'm just going to put the turkey aside, and then I've already chopped the thing, but I'm going to chop it much finer because I was going to do something else. Then my son, to be honest with you, reminded me, Mom, you had said you're going to make meatballs, because I wasn't going to make meatballs. When you're making meatballs, you want the onion to be chopped fine if you're going to put onion inside it. But I know some people don't like onion, fine, but I'm putting onions, so you're going to chop them. You see like how fine they are, okay, because you're going to chop them very fine, very fine. I know onion can make our eyes watery. They're quite healthy for our eyes. Okay, you chop it very fine as you can get it. Be patient. Don't let the water, the fat is making your eyes water, put you off. Okay, because the onion, you might say, oh, why is it too much? Because I'm using it to cook the turkey mince and this meatball. That's why. So, and then it's good to buy lean mince. Lean mince, there's not much fat in it, but however, I'm going to demonstrate something to you now. This is, because remember, meatball is like it's eating as you like. I'm putting thyme in it, the fresh thyme. If you don't like fresh thyme, it's not mandatory, you don't have to put it. Again, you separate the leaf from there. Okay, you see it in there. In there, because you want it to be tasty, when you finish. Yeah, you don't want, you just put as much as you want in it. You want it to have taste. And then usually when I go to the shop, there is what made me to start making my own meatball, because once I wanted to buy meatball and I read the ingredients. Apparently it has starch in it, and it had I think it was wasn't breadcrumb, it was something that he put in order to make it hold. And I'm like, no, you don't need to do that. I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna do it without any additives and see how it goes. And to be honest with you, the result was fab. So I'm thinking, you know what, let me share it with people and let's try it at home. I'm chopping, this is spring onion. Again, it's not mandatory, it's a matter of preference, okay, because I like taste. I like food that has taste in it, not too much, not too many. And then this, what I have here is garlic, okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Again, some people don't like garlic because of the smell, but it's very healthy. Actually, it does help to reduce blood pressure. get, you know, high blood pressure. To be honest with you, garlic is very healthy. So, but it's not mandatory, just a little bit of it. A clove or two, okay, it's fine. You add to that. You add, and now here for this meal, yes, I don't add oil to my mince, okay, depending on the mince. The oil, whenever I'm cooking mince lamb, mince beef, I do not add oil, whether I'm making meatball or I'm gonna cook it as a mince. And you're gonna see the reason being because meat has its natural oil. I mean, if you watch my video when I did the curry mutton and curried chicken, you could see I did not add oil. And remember, a lot of oil clutters our arteries, so we want to cut fat, we want to cut down on cholesterol, we want to look after ourselves, okay. And then this is all-purpose seasoning. Now I added, the reason you see this little bit because I added my own grounded coriander seeds, okay. Now if you don't have coriander, it's not mandatory, it just I like seasoning. So I'm gonna take, you know, 1, yeah, 2, 3. Now remember, this is 3 scoops of teaspoon, and because I made the large, this is the large size of the mince. If you're making half, remember the amount of scoops of seasoning you put depending on the size of the mince, okay. And then now this is Nigerian chili seasoning, and then it's blended, okay. This is the what you call bird's eye chili pepper. It's really spicy, so a little bit. If you don't have, you can use white pepper or black pepper, okay. Use any pepper, even Scotch bonnet for those who like it sharp. Just 1 or half Scotch bonnet, remember, according to your taste, okay. And then the next thing I'm going to add is a bit of salt, not too much, okay, because you don't want it to be salty. Bearing in mind, just a small amount of salt, okay. And then first of all, I'm going to use fork to start with, okay. And then let's see, I'm going to use fork to start with, okay. See it, you can see the colors it has given to it. It's really nice, okay. It's really nice, okay. Once I've done that, you know, you're stirring it properly and gently, okay. And even if you don't have a bowl, now comes my hand, just to make sure, okay, it's properly mixed up, yeah. Now from here, now we're gonna go to the saucepan, yeah, okay. Now you rinse your saucepan, make sure it's clean inside. Okay, so there's no water, okay. Now this is now we begin. See, look. See, you don't have to add anything to it to make it to hold, no, because most times they add you know, corn flour. This one I'm like, nah, that's cheating, honest. So your meatball, your own home meatball, you see, look, and it's holding, and it's holding. Okay, you don't have to add any egg to it to make it hold, no. Just the meat and your seasoning, nothing else, nothing more, okay. Look, there is it, your meatball, you made it, and you're proud. And get the children involved, okay, because another thing, now I'm teaching my son and my daughter how to cook, because the other time The last time I made this meatball before now was my son and I, my 14-year-old, who did the meatball, because I had showed him and I said, go ahead. And he was like, Mom, it's this. I said, yes, but that's the process we have to go through for food, okay? Because one, we want our children to grow. And I've always said no woman wants to marry a man who's a bum, in the sense that no, I haven't seen a woman who's happy when their husband can't cook, don't know how to do nothing. So we don't want to repeat the same mistake where our children are concerned. Teach our sons and our daughters how to cook, because cooking is a life skill that nobody can take away from you. Yeah, if you cook, it doesn't take a long time to do. You're putting it straight inside the pot as you're doing it. Okay. And I said, but how do you get the same size? You can look at it, they're the same size, they're not. Okay. Let's see. Your own homemade. You can add your signature. You see, look, they're all the same. The sizes are even. Homemade meatballs. And it's like making your own homemade burger as well. The same process, you season it. You don't need anything special to produce these things. The fact of matter is fresh. No extra chemicals is added into it. It's yours. Okay. And you're gonna see amazing. You'll be amazed. Okay. It's tasty, it's yummy, it's your cooking. I made it, I know what's in it. Okay, that's basically meatball done. Just gonna wash my hands. Turn on the gas, yeah, medium heat. Now what I'm gonna add now is the meal, it's not actually the meal, sorry, I beg your pardon, it's my little base of pasta sauce, you see, no oil, yeah, you add a bit of water coming. So rinse this. So that's the amount of water, not too much. Okay. Gentle, stir. Remember, no oil, none whatsoever. And you're gonna save the oil. Okay. That's it for this one. Then the next one is our turkey mince. Again, the same seasoning that I use. Okay, and it's less fat. This is turkey mince. Again, we're gonna rinse it out. First of all, I'm rinsing out this one just in case. If maybe it's at home, you rinse out, you put aside. Again, run cold water over it, gently turn over, remove this. Okay, I'm putting it here because I don't have the saucepan of wrong water over it. Okay, gently tip over it aside and drain out. Okay, fine. Now come to my saucepan, rinse it out as well. Although it's clean, but I just like to rinse it out just in case. Okay, and use any pan you have, because I'm using two. That's why I'm using this light dot, gorgeous pan. So I tip it inside. Yes. Now because I tried not to fry things, so I'm gonna add, you see, because I'm using the garlic, yes, and the scallion or spring onion and the onions. So I'm gonna add to it. Yes, everything goes in together because they microwave everything together. Yes, everything together. So one is not cooking overpowering the other. And again, my all-purpose season that I showed you before. Yes, the same season that I used to season there. And then because I've got this is the third scoop and the fourth scoop here, because turkey is quite tasteless, and because turkey as a meat is not that tasty, you need to make sure you season it very well. You need to really make sure, or else it can be quite bland. Okay, that's why. And again, a bit of chili. I don't eat too much chili simply because my children don't like it. Okay, and a tiny bit. And if you can't stand it at all, don't add. Okay, and then again, a bit of salt, because everything is going together. Yeah, this is a salt in it. And then lastly, my sauce as well, pasta sauce from I bought from my local supermarket. Okay, so again, I'm rinsing it out, and you might ask how come there's no oil, because I'm trying to cut back on oil. You gently stir it, gently stir it, gently stir it. Yeah, add a little bit more water, not too much. And then when you cook, so you leave that to cook. That's the cooking, you cover it. Okay, and then now you put the water on. Today I'm gonna serve it with spaghetti. Okay, and again, it might take about half an hour, to cook, or slightly more. But you have to keep checking on it, stirring it. Both, you have to keep checking on it and stirring it. Okay. And then we're gonna come back when it's cooked, we dish, and we shall see the end result. Right, see, after cooking, after 10 minutes you check it. Like this is, so I'm just sort of tasted it. You see, it's still a bit bland in taste. So what I'm gonna do now, this is like cubes. It's vegetable cubes I put. So I'll put 3 in there, and then I'm gonna try. Sometimes these are hard to, dissolve, but once they go in there, they dissolve. So I can pick up that one, and if you say, my God, how am I gonna get the other one? So, because in a few seconds they dissolve. You see, I can pick up this one. But if you can't, what you could do is actually you can put it in a little, cup and dissolve it, and then add to it. So now. And if you don't have cubes, you can add a bit more. It doesn't matter. You add a bit more. So it needs a little bit of, all-purpose seasoning. Again, I can do with 1 scoop. Remember, you taste as you go. Okay, let your tongue tell you, I need a bit more of this. I need a bit more salt. I need a bit more of this. But be careful. You have to be putting little by little, gradually. See, your own minced meat. Gradually. That's better now. It's tasting better. You see. a little bit, and that should do it. Cover, okay, and leave it to cook for another 10 minutes. Now we're going to move on to the turkey mince, okay. And as all these things are cooking, because depending on how big your cooker is, okay, because my one is big, you can cook, you see the turkey mince. You see there was no oil, because remember, you want to cut down, especially if the doctors have told you, you know what, cut it back, your cholesterol level is high, this is high, that is high. You can cook without, because what causes our cholesterol to go high is fat, okay, this is the more. I need a little bit more in there. So it doesn't matter, you see, it's the same all-purpose seasoning, okay, and I'm adding the whole lot, and that's it. I'm not mixing the spoon. I know which spoon is which, okay, so I think I'm mixing the spoon. So use here to separate them, yeah, because sometimes they stick together. The mince, or whether it's minced meat or mince, as you can see, you just use the spoon to separate them, okay? Whether it's minced beef or minced lamb, if they're sticking together, you see all those colors you have there. So when you finish the turkey, it will not be bland, it will have some taste, okay? And that's better. You cover it, and then now we proceed to making the spaghetti, okay. Just going to reduce this heat. Now the secret of cooking spaghetti, you're going to add a bit of oil in the water, and the reason why for the oil is to prevent it from sticking, okay. Not too much, just like that. That's it, okay. And then not too much salt. The reason why as well, remember, sometimes you can even cook without the salt, okay, but I'm adding a tiny bit because everything we've been cooking with seasoning, so you don't want to over salt it, then it's going to be too much salt, yeah, a bit of salt there, that's it. And then so basically I see some people, look what I do, I break my one, okay, into three, because I see some people just stick it there. There's nothing wrong in that, but I prefer to break it like you see, okay. There you go, there you go, there you go. And then I have my spaghetti, this is for cooking pasta. The reason why the mouth, it helps it to separate, and do not cover it completely, okay, half covered or open, actually, if you prefer. The reason why, the moment it starts to bubble, the starch can bubble everywhere and then mess up your cooker, okay. So that's it really. If you could see now, you're gonna see this again, and you're gonna see what's gonna see how it's simmering down. See how it's cooking down. So we're going to leave it to simmer for the next another 5-10 minutes, okay. We're going to come to make sure the mince, is softened properly. I don't like things rare, I like it properly cooked. We're going to come back in 10 minutes and everything should be voila, okay. Okay, if you come close, you can see it, it's cooked, okay. You turn that off. It simmers, it's come down, it's not like this, it's not too watery, okay, and it's not too thick. So that's your own signature homemade meatballs. And you can see as well with the meatballs, you see, it's not mashed up, it's still in meatballs. No, everything is intact, okay. And then we'll move over to the turkey. Mince. You see, as well. You know, also cooked. Turn it up. Remember, you see, no oily. Okay, remember there's no oil in any of this. If you come back to this, you could see, you know, there's no oil because we want to cut back on the fat. Okay, and now we're just going to see if the spaghetti is cooked a bit. I use this, you know, just to, if I want to pick one or two. Okay, you can do a bit for me. You can do a bit better. But okay, remember, you cook your spaghetti to the how you like it, how soft you like it. I don't like it too soggy, but I don't like it hard either. I like it to be cooked. So basically, because it's for a taster, just push it a little bit. Okay. So now, I'm just going to see, it's not watery. You don't see any water. That's how mince is supposed to be. And again for the meatball, you see, thick, where you want, you know, end result of money putting. See how thick it is, how it is. So sometimes when you cook, it's good to remove from heat. Okay. Once you remove from heat, and when you don't remove from heat, the heat will still continue to drain it. I'm just looking the spaghetti to cook a little bit more, but if you could just see here, one moment. Your own homemade, you see, it's cooked, it's still intact, homemade meatballs. Okay, it's properly cooked, and just taste it. That's what it's listening. My own homemade meatballs. No extra oil, so you're not gonna worry about I've added fat. And again, when you come to the turkey as well, you see, there's no oil draining, and it's not watery. Okay, your own as well. Remember, the secret is season it very well. That's good. So now we've learned how to make meatballs with minced beef. If you want minced lamb, the same thing. If you want to make meatballs with turkey mince, the same process of seasoning it. Okay, and then let's live healthy. Let's look at ourselves, and again, remember, it's making it healthy, tasty, and affordable. Let's keep cooking. I look forward, you know, to hearing your comments. Go to my channels, Joyful Cookery and Delightful Meals. Okay, because food's supposed to be, cooking is supposed to be joyful, and the end result is supposed to be delightful meals, because these are delightful to eat, delightful to look at. Okay, take care. See you later. Shalom.